I remember the day that I first moved into my university dorm. I was moving into a campus about 2 hours from home, and I'd packed up the car with all of the belongings that I saw as necessary for my first full-time experience away from home. And I knew the things I couldn't live without: my favorite desk lamp, school supplies, important books, mini fridge. As I stepped into my dorm for the first time, I thought about how I would make this small, square room, okay, half a room, filled with nothing but a bed and a desk, a place that felt like home. And there's only so much that a lava lamp can do. Beyond the heavy lifting, moving in was also an emotionally challenging experience, because no matter what things I took with me, I knew that I was leaving a place that was familiar. Back home, I knew my surroundings, and my surroundings knew me. And now I had to build up a life and an identity by forming new relationships with the people around me. I was entering a world where I'd have to start all over again. Now, of course, like many of my dorm mates, I didn't know what to expect. Yet I learned to see leaving home as a real blessing, since it gave me an opportunity to start fresh. After all, for the first time, I truly felt that I could leave parts of myself behind that I wanted to change. I soon realized a new environment, a new home, also opened a path for me to encounter new experiences and places along the way. And I know that my story is not unique. And like so many others, it's not just university, but every move, each new job, new home, new community, new relationship. These are times when we leave something we know well and get into, in a wonderful way, a place where we can start again. Of course, taking a journey and moving away is nothing new. And we can read in the Torah many stories of people who leave their home and leave their familiar surroundings to head into someplace unknown. In Parshat Vayeitze, we read about one of the more well-known biblical journeys, when Jacob goes from his home and his family to follow his father's command to find a wife. The Parsha begins by describing how Jacob stops to rest and has a dream. In this dream, Jacob sees a stairway or a ladder reaching towards the heavens, with angels going up and down on it. God blesses Jacob with many offspring and promises to protect him on his journey. When he wakes up, Jacob says those famous words, "Surely God was in this place, and I did not know it." This phrase and the dream that prompted it has filled pages of commentaries written in the past few centuries, and also has been a popular starting point for modern scholars and mystics to describe how we can encounter God and find spirituality in our daily lives. It's also the title of a great book by Lawrence Kushner. But just like any important journey, there is something else that's important about Jacob's experience. Before Jacob lies down to rest, before Jacob has a dream, and before he encounters God, he has to pack up his lava lamp and his mini fridge and leave home. When Jacob decides to take his rest, he doesn't seem to put much thought into where he does this. The medieval commentator Sforno, in fact, sees Hamakom, the place that Jacob rests, as simply a place where people who were traveling would spend the night. Other commentators see the place as the holiest place on earth, Mount Moriah, the place where Abraham tried to sacrifice Jacob's father Isaac, and where the future temple would be built. No matter how we choose to see it, it is this specific place that Jacob encounters God and has that famous dream. I think that this place becomes holy because Jacob is ready for it, because he has left his home. He has left part of himself behind, possibly the part that we see as the cheating and the lying Jacob, the Jacob who has made mistakes, and the Jacob who depended too much on others. Once he has done this, he is able to become something new, to encounter God and encounter a new self. Jacob has made that all-important first step. He has left his past and he started on the journey. He can start fresh and become something better. Like Jacob, we all go on journeys. We grow up, we meet new people, we travel to new places and learn new things. Yet before any journey can start, we must leave the place that we're familiar with and head into the unknown. Whether it's entering this new mysterious phase of this pandemic year, or any of the other daily journeys we might find ourselves on, there's still a lot to learn. As I'm sure you've been told before, always remember where you come from, but you also can change. You also must remember what you're leaving. Don't forget the person you were when you left. In this strange experience of the past few years, we can especially hold on to the meaning of all that we've experienced, even when we reach that blessed day when we can leave it all behind. Now, just as Jacob was able to have his holy encounter when he was able to move away from the familiar, may you too see the blessing of being in someplace new. We might never be able to do it just right, but leaving is what helps us become our true selves.